Hi, everyone. As promised, I'm here with your 6 church social tips on Saturday at noon instead of Friday. For those of you who tuned in, you already know I was at Disneyland yesterday and had a wonderful time. But let's get to it. So, tip number 1. As you know, next week is May 1st. And so there are 3 things I want you to work on. 1, change your cover photo to reflect that the dedication of the month is to Mother Mary. The other 2 things, I'm giving you some bonus tips this week, have to do with schools. So Principal's Day is also on May 1st, and on May 8th is Teacher Appreciation Day. Yeah, so if you have a school, definitely create some graphics to celebrate your principal and your teachers. That's tip number 1. So now let's move on to tip number 2. Tip number 2 is next week is also going to be an observance for National Day of Prayer. So decide on what your parish wants to pray for so that you can create a graphic or a call for prayer for that specific thing. Tip number 3. We're also going to be observing one of my favorite saints, and that's Saint Joseph the Worker. So Saint Joseph the Worker is a great call to people who are working in positions of labor, like construction, streets, those kinds of things, to do a special prayer for them for their safety. Tip number 4, if I can get it loose, is it's going to be First Friday next week, First Friday of May. So encourage people to go to Mass on First Friday. I've been working on a novena to do that, and I have to say it's really a great centering way to start your month to go to adoration on First Friday. So encourage your followers to do the same. All right, tip number 5. The first week of May is also an observance of businesses. So it's called in the secular world, Business Week. So what I want you to do is to do a spiritual twist on it and share ways that people can incorporate spirituality in their daily workday. Now, one of my favorite ones is through Hayes-Peirce. I do a 3-minute retreat. So that's something I can do, and that's my phone going off. But this is live, right? So someone's getting that for me. So what I want you to do to help you understand how many digital options are out there is to go to catholicaptitude.org. See that? So write that down, take a picture, whatever you need to do. And they have a whole list of great Catholic apps that you can share with your followers so that they can incorporate some spirituality into their workday. All right, tip number 6, all about the sacraments. So what do we got going in May, right? Some of you may have already done this and some of you may have not. You might have already had First Holy Communion or you're planning to. So that's one that you definitely want to share with your community. Practices, preparations in terms of your liturgical environment, and also to share pictures the day of. Be sure to get the authorization from the parents, though, before you start posting pictures of children. Also, we've got confirmation. So that's another thing. Same rules apply. Last, but certainly not least, the holy orders, So that has to do with our priest saying their vows. And many of them in the month of May and in June will be celebrating their anniversaries. So start gathering those pictures of your priest and your deacons on their ordination day that you can share. They're really engaging ways to call people to pray for our priests and our deacons and our clergy overall. All right, that's your 6 tips that you can apply for next week. For more information, more tips on what you can post for on May, you can go to my Church Social Tips Facebook page, and I've already uploaded an article for things to post for May. That's it for this week in this special edition on Saturday. I hope my Church Social Tips are helping you to do church social right, and I will see you next week. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye.